The interviews. Alright, so Phil, so you're the fundraising, donor relations and communications manager at Grootbos Green Futures Foundation. Is that correct?
That's right. My role is as general manager, which I share with Lee Berg. She's the operational manager. I'm the communications and fundraising manager. And we actually, at Grootbos Foundation, we are one half of the Grootbos family, because there is also a different business, which is the Grootbos Lodge. And both of us, both businesses have their offices and their premises on the Grootbos Private Nature Reserve.
Do you want to go into a little bit how those two ends of the business function, connect?
Yes, I think it does. It is important to explain it. So down here, quite close to the southern tip of South Africa, in a very beautiful, very wild coastline area, we've got a pretty special patch of Cape Floral Kingdom fynbos. And there is a reserve called the Grootbos Private Nature Reserve in between the town of Hermanus and Gansbaai. And on the Grootbos Private Nature Reserve, you find a 5-star luxury lodge called Grootbos, and also the offices and college and nursery of the Grootbos Foundation, which is entirely separate and independent, with its own board and its own payroll. And that's important to distinguish between, first of all, the reserve, which is the land, and then the commercial entity, which is the lodge, and then what we call in South Africa a non-profit company, because we're able to raise our own funds and issue tax receipts, because the work that we do, is, the work that the foundation does, is community upliftment and conservation work. And we are able to give people tax receipts if they entrust their donations to us to do good work. And we often find that when people visit the area and visit us, they get a very clear picture of what we're doing. It can sometimes be a little bit difficult to explain it when someone hasn't seen it, but you'll have to take my word for it that the vegetation type and the plants that we have in the Cape Floral Kingdom are worth protecting, and our view is wild and wonderful. And the lodge attracts people internationally to come to this area, and the largest employer in this part of the Western Cape is the ecotourism sector. And so it's significant that there is a non-profit company as ours, Grootbos Foundation, that is working towards conserving the natural ecosystem and making sure that all of our work has a very clear human community benefit as well. We're taking everyone along on the journey of ecotourism.
Okay, so how, when it comes to the foundation part, the not-for-profit part, how does that help the local community? Does it give them jobs? Does it give them, I don't know, do they get food from the land? You know, can you explain a little bit about how it kind of gels with the local community?
So in 2003, so going on 21 years ago, the foundation was set up initially with two very clear objectives. One was conservation and the other was adult training in the skills necessary to make them employable in the landscape. Since 2003, that both of those arms of the Grootbos Foundation's mission have developed. So we've grown to a team of 50 staff members. 1/4 of our work is based in research, scientific research, landowner engagement, and the work required to understand the biodiversity of wild nature and build the relationships with the other role players in the landscape. So that's sometimes other private landowners, sometimes it is the state and public landowners and other nature reserves. So that's the science of conservation. All the 3/4 of the rest of the work that we do is training adults with skills so that they can either work, get contracts to work within the landscape or work for themselves. We've developed a variety of adult